What's up, party people, and welcome back. This is the series where I take every Street Fighter 6 character from day one all the way to Master Rank. Every tournament for the gaming, I recommend a 5-minute break to help improve learning efficiency as well as avoid tilt. Stick around until the end. That's probably what does for you too, is what I would say if this wasn't the how to day one Sagat video. We will get into 5-minute breaks later on, but first, we're going to tackle Sagat. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Now we're going after the towering emperor of Muay Thai. So if I want to learn Sagat, what's the very first thing I'm going to do on day one to learn Sagat? Well, I'm going to do his combo trials. Why am I going to do his combo trials? Well, the way I look at combo trials for characters is if you ever pick up a novel or any kind of book, you read the back of it, it says, what does it say? It's got a synopsis, not a synopsis, but it's got a little back cover copy of stuff for it. It tells you basically what the book's going to be about on the back cover of the jacket for the book. Gives you a little teaser, not necessarily just a teaser, but tells you basically if you're going to want to read this book or not. You read the back cover and you say, oh, that sounds interesting, then you buy the book, you take it home with you, you read the book. That's the way I look at the combo trials. You don't have to finish all the combo trials. They aren't mandatory or anything, but they will dip your toe in and tell you what the character is all about. Special moves are essentially a character's identity. And learning special moves is how you learn about the character, and how you learn about special moves is you play the combo trials. That's why I start out with the combo trials. So, once I'm finished with the combo trials, there are 4 key fundamentals that I focus on with every single character. After I learn their combos and stuff, basic combos, we'll get more into depth. There's 4 key fundamentals that I want to cover that I use to get every single character to master rank. The first most important rule is to slow down and enjoy the game. If I'm not having fun, there's no reason to play Street Fighter 6. I've had plenty of comments where everyone says, oh yeah, your first rule is slow down and have fun, so I'm just saying to play Street Fighter 6, and I think they think they're being funny, but I tell them all the time, hey, if you're not having fun, go play something else. It's a video game first and foremost, and if you're not enjoying your time with the video game, time's precious, you gotta enjoy it, you know what I mean? But a lot of people might have struggle whenever they want to play Street Fighter 6 and they want to have fun, but they can't win. So they're like, how am I supposed to have fun if I can't win? And how you have fun if you can't win is you don't play to win, you play to learn, you play to get better. If every session you sit down and you don't care about winning, but you care about learning and you care about getting better, and you get a little bit better and you learn a little bit more every single session, you're going to have fun. If you're practicing one thing and you land it in a match, that's going to be just as fun as winning a match. So please, people, slow down, enjoy the game. That's the first most important rule. The second rule is focusing on basic execution. I'm going to have plenty of people come in here and be like, oh, you could do this, this, and this with Sagat instead of this, this, and this like you did. It's like, hey, man, I ain't looking to do fancy stuff. This is the how-to day one Sagat video. This is trying to show everyone that you don't need fancy combos. You don't need anything. You don't need any sauce to get your character to master rank. You just need a basic understanding of fundamentals in this game and a few really easy combos. We'll get into the combos that I'll be doing just in a little bit, but the combos I will be doing are going to be super simple. I'm just looking for a light, medium, and a heavy punish. Easiest I could find, some that works off of crumple and something that works off of wall spot. I'm not trying to do any of the fancy stuff here. I'm just trying to do day one combos all the way to master rank. That's the plan here. Keep it as simple as possible so that way anyone could do it, so I could show that anyone could do it. We need those easy peasy combos. Something that works off of drive reversal is important too. We're going to get into that, don't worry. My third fundamental concept is develop a game plan. And I'm not talking, I don't want no Pepe Sylvia crazy, like graph on a wall. No, I just want some simple game plans. I call them my starter deck game plans because if you ever played like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any trading card game, you buy a starter deck. It's very simple. It's got like your boss monster right on the cover of it, even Magic the Gathering. So you immediately know what you want to be doing with that deck. You want to play your boss monster, you want to play your Blue Eyes White Dragon, you want to blow your opponent's ass away. That's the game plan. We want same concept here, basic game plans. You buy that starter deck, it comes with the rule book. It tells you what you want to do. You want to play your Blue Eyes White Dragon, you want to play the Lord of D to protect it, you want to summon it with your Dragon Flute, and then you want to win the game. That's, you know, we're gonna just focus on 3 basic game plans that I have in this guide, and I'm also going to show you how I come up with my basic game plans. So if later on you want to add to your own game plans or learn more about the character on your own, you can find out how I do that as well and take it and run away with it. Now our 4th rule. This rule is very important. It's almost as important as rule number 1. It's right up there with it. This is the 20 and 5 rule. If you're not new to this channel, if this is your 400th video of mine that you watch, you know that I say this in every single video. If this is the first video you've ever watched of mine, I preach this like the damn pastors who don't get taxed by the government. The 20 and 5 rule is basic. You play for 20 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. You play for 20 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. What do you do for that 5-minute break? You stretch, you take some deep breaths, you drink some water. This is important for your health, for your mental health. And it's not only that, but it's also important for muscle learning. I go into more detail on Hebbian learning and myelin sheaths and how you train your brain to go from smooth brain to groovy brain. And this is the most efficient way to do it in other videos. But the important thing you need to take note of is that Street Fighter 6 takes a lot out of your mental fortitude. Takes a lot to stay focused in this game, and to maximize the efficiency of staying focused, you need to take care of your mental health. And yes, that might sound funny, you know, oh, I need to take care of my mental health to play a video game. Yes, you do, because if you sit here for 6 hours and you grind a video game and you get nowhere, you're gonna feel like a total pile of crap. Take it from me, because I'm a total pile of crap. So but if you play for 6 hours and you do it 20 minutes at a time with 5-minute breaks to stretch, drink some water, take some deep breaths, you know, and which is a lot more than a lot of us would normally do in our heavy gaming sessions. You know, if you take every 20 minutes, you start stretching, drinking water, taking deep breaths, then you can be like, hey, at least I'm looking out for number 1 here. At least I'm taking care of my mental health a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not the most in the world, but it's a lot more than I would be doing. And now I can get back in there for 20 minutes and try to learn and try to have fun. 20 and 5 rule, it's golden. Please try it out. If you're going to take away one thing from my videos, take away the 20 and 5 rule. Now that I've covered that stuff, I'm going to go over system mechanics just real quick, because I do think these are important to learn for any character on day 1, especially if you haven't messed with them already, especially if Sagat's the first character you ever touch. You definitely want to become more familiar with the drive system in Street Fighter 6. The drive system's the green bar under your life bar, and it's how you do everything in this game. The key fundamentals that every single character in this game shares with the drive system is the drive gauge, the drive impact, the drive parry, the drive rush, the drive reversal, and the overdrive. In the typed up written guide, I have a lot more information on this, but I just want to cover them real quick. The idea with the drive system is they are universal mechanics, and what that means is the game is designed around them, which means if you're ever having trouble with something in this game, let's say like Jamie or Kimberly put you in the corner, and you couldn't get out. It felt like a one-player game. They were just pressing a million buttons, and you just had no answers to them at all. Then you look at your list of drive system stuff, and you take it into lab, and you see, okay, what could I have done? You know, could I have done drive impact? Oh, here I could have, but here they could just drive impact me back. Could I drive parry here? Oh yeah, if I land a perfect parry, I gotta kind of get a little lucky with it. But if I land a perfect parry, it negates their attack, and I'm out of the corner now. Okay. Drive rush, well, I could push him out of the corner with maybe some lights and then press a medium and drive rush out of the corner, and then I gain a little real estate. The drive reversal, oh, drive reversal, that's what it's in the game for. It's in the game so I don't get steamrolled by Kimberly in the corner. I block some of her stuff and I use drive reversal. Then all of a sudden I reset neutral with the Kimberly and the Jamie. So now I get to play the game again. Okay, so basically anytime you're having issues with anything in this game, you're going to want to revert back to the drive system first and foremost, because every character in the game shares it, and odds are something on the drive systems, one of the drive mechanics are going to be the answer to whatever's giving you trouble. When Street Fighter 6 first came out, we had a bunch of trouble with E Honda. We thought he was the dumbest designed character of all time. All he was doing was headbutts and butt slams, and we just thought it was insanely stupid, insanely easy, and he must have been like one of the best characters in the game because of it, right? Well, lo and behold, after a little time with the game and a little time with the drive system, we realized that perfect parry and E Honda stuff was really easy. He actually wasn't a very good character at the time at all. Once we learned that, you just take it into training mode and you practice parrying his headbutt, and trust me, It's easier to perfect parry E Honda's headbutt than it is to perfect parry the basketballs in a minigame in arcade mode. It's one of the easier moves to perfect parry in this game, and I feel like it's in the game to teach us that. So if you're having trouble with anything in this game, look at the different options you can do in the drive system, and odds are you're going to find an answer to whatever's been giving you trouble. That's why the drive system's important. So, bread and butters, we talked about them before, but I'm going to have them on the screen, or I would have had them on the screen already. They're in the typed up guide as well. But I have very simple. I have 6 combos right here for bread and butters with Sagat. Nothing fancy at all here. I'm trying to keep it as simple as humanly possible for you guys, so that way you can just barely have any time with the character, learn these really easy combos, and then you have your answers for them, you know? We just want to punish a light, medium, and a heavy punish. The basic idea for this is if your opponent makes a small mistake, you use your light combo. If they make somewhat of a medium mistake, we'll call it, like drive reversal, and you block it, then you have your medium combo for their medium mistake, and then you have your heavy combo for their big mistake, like a blocked super or blocked uppercut. That's basically the idea behind these easy peasy lemon squeezy bread and butters. I'm not looking for any sauce. I know there's much fancier, much more optimal combos. I'm not trying to do them because not everybody can do them, so I'm showing you that anyone could do these combos with a little bit of practice, and that's what they're in the guide for, just easy peasy bread and butters. I also have some ways to combo into super with Sagat just as the next level, because you do want to use your super meter, you know, get some efficiency at it. Real easy with Sagat. If you do his EX launcher, his quarter circle back, the Jin Tai kicks, any one of, if you combo into that, any one of his supers will combo afterwards. You do a forward heavy kick if you want to combo level 1 or level 2. And if you want to combo number 3, you just add a heavy uppercut after the launcher, and then that goes into level 3 for you. Very simple, very easy. So let's talk about starter decks. I was talking about this before, game plans. So I would have already had on the screen, or I'll have on the screen right now, some Sagat gameplay. We're watching Big Bon-Chan, my favorite Sagat player of all time. I love watching Bon-Chan. I've watched him for a very long time growing up now. So I watched some Bon-Chan games, and they'll be on the screen. And if you looked at the typed up written guide, what I do is I write down every single thing Bon-Chan does with Sagat in these matches. Why I do this is so I can decipher what his game plan is, essentially. What his thought process is to get damage with this character and win the game. How is he getting his damage? So I'll go through and I write down every single thing, play-by-play, MLB, NBA style, just like you would a pro ball game. And you go play-by-play, and then you essentially write your own playbook with what the best player in the world's doing with them, you know what I mean? So I go through 2 different games with them. Honestly, you could go through a lot more. You could study Sagat in this way by just watching Bon-Chan or a few other players. Just watch 100 matches and go by the play-by-play and write this down, and you'd probably learn more than a lot of other people know about this character if you just want to grind it out and learn that way. But yeah, you can look in the guide. I typed up every single thing that happens in these matches. And once I get all that, I come up with my starter deck game plans. So the first one I pretty much share with every single character. I call it the pop quiz, because you do want to pop quiz your opponent at the start of the match, because odds are in lower ranks it takes a while for players to start covering up their weaknesses. So everyone's going to have weakness, and you want to be able to exploit it. So that's what the pop quiz is. So basically you want to run through your options as Sagat and see if your opponent has answers for everything that you could possibly do to them right at the start of the match. So like Tiger Shot. Sagat's Tiger Shot's very good. Are they going to have an answer for Tiger Shot? Are they going to have an answer for hit confirm fishing with, like how we watched Bon-Chan do? He does a ton of hit confirms with Sagat's hit confirm stuff. Do they have an answer for the Jin Tai kick, or are they just going to let you spam it on them like Kin does? Answers for crouch medium punch, crouch heavy punch, dry rush, his overheads. Do they just let you jump at him for free? Do they ever punish your drive reversal, or is it get out of jail free card? Do they mash on wake up? Do they tech throws? Do they check drive rush? Do they parry too much? Do they jump too much? Do they answer drive impact in the corner? This is all stuff you want to test your opponent on, because if they don't have answers for any of this stuff, that's an immediate advantage for you, and you could abuse it versus them and take advantage of them throughout the game and get damage, get free damage, because, hey, it's not our fault that they didn't do their homework, right? If they didn't do their homework, then we're just going to exploit them for it. That's basic idea between the pop quiz, because they want to be in these lower ranks if they didn't have weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? So our game plan number 2, if we look back at what we've learned from Bonchan, we've learned that Sagat has gone from a fireball merchant in this game to a fishmonger. By that, I mean Bonchan makes great use of the Sagat's long-range hit confirms. He nearly exclusively uses them with the stand medium kick and the stand heavy punch hit confirms, spacing them with the crouch medium kick, and then following behind them with drive rush to get a free Oki, which is mix-ups and stuff. So he's really just trying to fit in those hit confirms on his opponent, really take advantage of Sagat's extended range. And he also ties in things like the EX Fireball, light punch fireball, after standing light kick, and crouching medium kick, just to stabilize his opponent, to keep him out of range, kind of like a boxer, and then he can continue this game plan. It's very strong. Easy hit confirms with Sagat too. If you guys want to practice hit confirms, Sagat has some of the easiest I've seen in the game. And then our game plan 3, we go back to the Jin Tai kick. Sagat's got his own Jin Rai kick like Kin. If you catch the opponent off guard with this, then you can really just spam the overhead over and over again. Once you train them to block the overhead, you can go for the medium follow-up, which will just obliterate their drive gauge to pieces. In the corner, it also leads to big damage, leads to uppercuts and stuff. If they start parrying it like Kin, you don't have to do the follow-up either, you know. You can just do the first part, and if they're starting to parry it, you can throw them. Or, you know, bait the drive impact. The medium version also, though, you have plenty of time to drive impact them back if they're trying to drive impact the medium version. So it's just, it's something you can definitely abuse in lower ranks with this character. You really want to keep it simple with Sagat. He's not, you know, you're not reinventing the wheel with this character by design. That's not how he's supposed to be. But all these game plans seriously work the best whenever you get anti Sagat. You're really only going to make use out of these game plans if you're able to anti-air with Sagat. That's a big part of Sagat's game plan, is getting good damage off of anti-airs. That's kind of how he's always been. You want to get good damage with Sagat's anti-airs. Once you do that, your opponent's too scared to jump, and you can keep him on the ground with all this good stuff. So that being said, party people, I am the Depressed Gamer. I need you all to be good to yourselves. Please like, comment, subscribe. You know I appreciate every single one of you. You know I'm stoked that we're all still here making these videos, and I wouldn't be if it wasn't for all of you. I really appreciate every single one of you guys for watching my videos. You're the best. You gotta keep on struggling, people. And I will see you in the Sagat placement matches.